Welcome to React. 1 Obstacles and roadblocks. 1 React is a library. 2 New ECMAScript syntax. 2 Popularity of functional JavaScript. 2 JavaScript tooling fatigue. 2 Why React doesn't have to be hard to learn. 3 React's future. 3 Keeping up with the changes. 4 Working with the files. 4 File repository. 4 React developer tools. 5 Installing Node.js. 6. 2. Emerging JavaScript. 9 Declaring variables in S6. 10 Const. 10 Let. 10 Template strings. 12 Default parameters. 13 Arrow functions. 14 Transpiling S6. 17 S6 Objects and arrays. 19 Destructuring assignment. 19 Object literal enhancement. 20 The spread operator. 22 Promises. 24 Classes. 25 S6 modules. 27 CommonJS. 28 3 Functional programming with JavaScript. 31 What it means to be functional. 32 Imperative versus declarative. 34 Functional concepts. 36 Immutability. 36 Pure functions. 38 Data transformations. 41 Higher order functions. 48 Recursion. 49 Composition. 52 Putting it all together. 54 4 Pure React. 59 Page setup. 59 The virtual DOM. 60 React elements. 62 React DOM. 64 Children. 65 Constructing elements with data. 67 React Components. 68 React.create class. 69 React.components. 72 Stateless functional components. 73 DOM rendering. 74 Factory. 77 5 React with JSX. 81 React elements as JSX. 81 JSX tips. 82 Babel. 84 Recipes as JSX. 85 Intro to Webpack. 93 Webpack loaders. 94 Recipes. App with a Webpack build. 94 6 Props, state, and the component tree. 109 Property validation. 109 Validating props with create class. 110 Default props. 114 Custom property validation. 115 S6 classes and stateless functional components. 116 refs. 119 Inverse data flow. 121 refs in stateless functional components. 123 React state management. 123 Introducing component state. 124 Initializing state from properties. 128 State within the component tree. 130 Color organizer app overview. 130 Passing properties down the component tree. 131 Passing data back up the component tree. 134 7 Enhancing components. 141 component life cycles, 141 mounting life cycle, 142 updating life cycle, 146 React.Children, 157 JavaScript library integration, 158 making requests with fetch, 159 incorporating AD3 timeline, 160 higher order components, 166 managing state outside of React, 172 rendering a clock, 173 Flux, 174 views, 176 actions and action creators, 177 dispatcher, 177 stores, 178 putting it all together, 179 Flux, implementations 180, 8 Redux, 183 state, 184 actions, 187 action payload data, 189 reducers, 190 the color reducer, 193 the colors reducer, 195 the sort reducer, 197 the store, 198 subscribing to stores, 201 saving to local storage, 202 action creators, 203 middleware, 206 applying middleware to the store, 207 9 React Redux, 211 explicitly passing the store, 213 passing the store via context, 216 presentational versus container components, 220 the React Redux provider, 223 React Redux Connect, 224 10. Testing, 229 ESLint, 229 testing Redux, 233 test-driven development, 233 testing reducers, 234 testing the store, 242 testing React components, 245 setting up the jest environment, 245 enzyme, 247 mocking components, 249 snapshot testing, 258 using code coverage, 262 11 React Router, 273 incorporating the router, 274 router properties, 277 nesting routes, 279 using a page template, 279 subsections and submenus, 281 router parameters, 286 adding color details page, 286 moving color sort state to router, 292 12. React and the server, 297 isomorphism versus universalism, 297 server rendering React, 301 universal color organizer, 306 universal Redux, 308 universal routing, 310 communicating with the server, 318 completing actions on the server, 318 actions with Redux functs, 321 Index 329. Preface. This book is for developers who want to learn the React library while learning the latest techniques currently emerging in the JavaScript language. This is an exciting time to be a JavaScript developer. The ecosystem is exploding with new tools, syntax, and best practices that promise to solve many of our development problems. Our aim with this book is to organize these techniques, so you can get to work with React right away. We'll get into Redux, React Router, and build tooling, so we promise not to introduce only the basics and then throw you to the wolves. This book does not assume any knowledge of React at all. We'll introduce all of React's basics from scratch. Similarly, we won't assume that you've worked with S6 or any of the latest JavaScript syntax. This will be introduced in Chapter 2 as founder. For the rest of the chapters. You'll be better prepared for the contents of the book if you're comfortable with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's almost always best to be comfortable with these big three before diving into a JavaScript library. Along the way, check out the GitHub repository. All of the examples are there and will allow you to practice with hands-on examples. Conventions used in this book. The following typographical conventions are used in this book. Italic indicates new terms, URLs, email addresses, file names, and file extensions. Constant width used for program listings, as well as within paragraphs to refer to program. Ments such as variable or function names, databases, data types, environment variables, statements, and keywords. Constant width bold shows commands or other text that should be typed literally by the user. Constant width italic shows text that should be replaced with user-supplied values or by values determined by context. This element signifies a tip or suggestion. This element signifies a general note. This element indicates a warning or caution. Using code examples, supplemental material, code examples, exercises, etc. is available for download at https://github.com/mooniway/learning React. This book is here to help you get your job done. In general, if example code is offered with this book, you may use it in your programs and documentation. You do not need to contact us for permission unless you're reproducing a significant portion of the code. For example, writing a program that uses several chunks of code from this book does not require permission. Selling or distributing a CD-ROM of examples from O'Reilly Books does require permission. Answering a question by citing this book and quoting example code does not require permission. Incorporating a signifier count amount of example code from this book into your product documentation does require permission. We appreciate, but do not require, attribution. An attribution usually includes the title, author, publisher, and ISBN. For example, Learning React by Alex Banks and Eve Porcelo O'Reilly. Copyright 2017 Alex Banks, Eve Porcelo, 978-1-491-95462-1. If you feel your use of code examples falls outside fair use or the permission given above, feel free to contact us at permissionsoreilly.com.